In the previous episode, we added this brand new school to this little area and connected two adjacent buildings with some moving containers. But while planning and collecting for these builds, I realized I have a problem. And even though the lack of iron is one of those problems, it was not the problem. No, it's this cramped little workshop where I need to automatically turn water off, add lava, light fires, just so I can make all the items I need for my builds. That's why in this episode we will be heading back down to the old city where we will be adding a brand new workshop with better optimized machinery right here in this spot over here. So I know, ideally it would be great if we finish these two buildings behind me by adding all the contraptions into them, but to be honest, I've been spending way more time trying to gather all the resources, making the items, than I spend actually building these builds. So we're gonna not do it today. No, we're instead going to go work on that workshop because I need to automate the production of plates. I need to automate so many different things before we can head in here and really do something nice and fully automate all of these. Also, I added some details to that moving container, but I still think we need to do something at the bottom. So I will look into that between episodes, but I do think it looks a whole lot better than just a normal floating rectangle. Also over here in the mob farm, we did add, I think 2 new mobs. I can't remember if the magma creams were here or the magma cube farm was here, but we did add some spiders, which caused a little bit of problems, but with the addition of little spikes, we did manage to solve that as well. So all of these things are still happening off camera between episodes, and we're not letting it fall 100% behind. But like mentioned, I really do need to upgrade this little workshop because currently it's been such a pain, because I need to come in over here and I'm like, oh okay, I need to now cook something, let me quickly grab my water, and then I just chuck it back, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna cook it. Oh wait, no, that's haunting, not what we needed. Kill that, add the lava, and it's been such a pain. Also stuff like this, the brass funnel, because now I need to add water in here if I need to make something specific, and that's not going to work with making brass. Or if we come over here, we need to make diamonds or something like that. Or the waxing, if I need to wax something, now I decide, oh no, I need to do something else, then I need to rip this out and put that somewhere. So no, this workshop is not working anymore. So I do have a little list of things that I need to add to a workshop, but before we can do that, we really need to look at the position. And to be totally honest, it did take me quite a while to find a location, because if we hop on into FreeCam and we look at this area, there's not a lot happening. But if I take off the HUD and everything, there's one place in this little lower area that catches my eye a lot. It's that position. I mean, everything feels bulky, it feels really strong and anchored, and then you have this little thin sliver of a structure holding up all these buildings. So what better place than right over here to add a little additional platform, I think, with a little warehouse or new workshop. Let's just call it a workshop from the get-go. So then we'll have a little workshop. I also quickly want to give a little quick honorable mention. We've got this spot over here, but I don't think this is the ideal position for a workshop. So armed with that knowledge, we know what we need to do, and that is prepare this area for the new workshop. I'm gonna go grab a few things and then we'll see where we're gonna exactly put it. Well, we're gonna put it exactly there, but I mean, how far down, how far up, how far back, how far forward, you know, you get the picture. So let me grab the items. Okay, so we've got a few items, and the first thing we want to do is I'm going to get rid of this, because just like everything else, I want it to feel very narrow and on the edge. And what I mean by that is I'm thinking of adding some form of structure or barrier right in front of this. So you'll walk down this little narrow passage almost, and then we'll enter onto this area where I think if we go down, is this really not going to let me place this? Okay, let's just pop down. So that's 1, 2, 3. Can I go one more? 4. Yeah, I think this is right. Let's just hop into a free cam just to see again. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So this will be the level that we stand on, so we can maybe dig down to create like a little platform, and then we can also dig into the mountain. I think right underneath this level should be perfect. Then we're first just going to dig a little straight or little rectangle with like straight edges and everything, and then we can carve out and make it look like we actually went into the cave. So if that's it, I think it's time for us to mine quite a lot, quite quick, real fast. And just like that, we have the platform completed. So we did dig into this area, and this is the lava that all the farms overhead needs, but I'm not too worried about it. We will just make it look a little bit better because we can use some of that in this new workshop. These little pillars, I just brought them all down just to make sure it looks a little bit sturdy, but we do have ourselves a platform and it's ready to be decorated. And if we hop on out, it doesn't look too bad. I do think we're going to carve into this little area and this little area a bit more once we start building, but for now I think we should maybe just look at this platform. So for this platform, I do want to come out over here and do something like this. Let's quickly see. We need to give it a bit of thickness, so I think we'll do that. And the first thing we'll do is we'll just generally that word. Okay. Anyways, so the first thing we'll do is we'll just go along this edge and just fill all of this in with our cut deep slate bricks. And then we'll do 2 more, and then I want to break it up by doing stairs, and I think we'll do 1 2 3 4 5 block, 1 2 3 4 5 block, and then just continue that till we reach the end. Okay, now that we're on the end, I do think we're going to do this another block like this, and we're going to rip this out because yeah, we need to, because it's going to bother me if we take it further away. And we can just bring all of this in like this. We don't need to rip that one out. This one can come out, that can do this. 1 2 3 4, and we'll just do that. So now we have ourselves a little platform, and I think it's looking a whole lot better. So it's got a little thickness, but I do think we need to maybe thicken this up even more by adding a bit of detail onto this little section. Okay, so I grabbed a bunch of blocks and I think we're ready to do this. I did go ahead and add ourselves a little bridge down here so we know where we're going, and we're going to start at the end. And I think right over here we're going to start by doing something like this. Let's just go out by one, and then we can add a secondary block onto that. I do like that. And then from here we need to give this some form of support, so maybe we can do one like this, and just on this we can just do this and run that into the wall. So that should be fairly simple for the general support ideas. And again, we're going to go over to this one. We'll do one over here. Can I? Yeah, we can do that. One like this. I just want to let go of shift. I'm so scared I let go and I fall off. But yeah, that's the idea. So I'm going to do this one, and then I think we will be done with what needs to happen down here, and then we can head up to the top of this build. Now that we have all of these in, we can just go ahead and add ourselves some of these diagonal girders on top of each and every one. No, that was wrong. Can we just... no. Like that. Okay, that one's fine. And once they're in, I think I'm going to just add a single drum on each of these. So these are the industrial train holes. So let's do one like that. Let's do one. We do everything to one side, and then we can go and do the rest. Yeah, I think I do like that because it gives it a little bit of bulk. And then I'm thinking we can maybe just connect them with some more girders. Yeah, let's get those in, and we see what it looks like from a free cam view. So if we pop it into free cam, I do like it. I do think we're going to have to run something additional in this area, and for that I think we might just go with trapdoors, these exact ones. So let me quickly get those in. And doesn't this look a whole lot more sturdy? Granted, it's still a bit floating and wonky and janky and everything, but that is something we can solve with a little bit of building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see if I can't plan out some form of a build, and then once I'm done we can come gather the resources and maybe do a little build montage. But for now I have to admit I do like this little detail, and I'm pretty excited about automating some of the stuff that we took for granted by not adding them into this little workshop. So I did a little bit of planning and I've got a little checklist and we're ready to go. We're ready to go for the build montage. But before we do that, we've got one thing that we need to kind of fix slash sort slash move, and it's the lava tank right behind me. So I've got a little plug for this thing, and what we're going to do is we're going to head on down here, and I think we're going to rip out this block and put that there. Yep, that's fine. And now we can go all the way back up here. Let's just rip this out. We can place that back down. And then I do believe we can just do this. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, I wasn't really thinking apparently, but can I kill this? Okay, so I'm currently making more of a mess than I should be making. Okay, let's just grab this, and I'm just gonna try and work my way around so we can just do this, I do believe. Yep, that worked. Okay, so I'm gonna let all of this drain, and while that does that, I'm just gonna rip out all of this. I think we're fine to rip all of this out all the way to here, because none of this will be in the way of the build. Okay, perfect-ish, I guess. Again, not my strongest attempt at fixing a problem, but okay, so we did that, and now we're ready to roll a little build montage. And before we do that, I just want to mention that this build's a little bit different from the rest of the city. Sure, it contains a container and a bit of the city itself, but I wanted to do something that's almost like a hidden shack type of thing. So yeah, keep that in mind as we roll this little build montage. So grab yourself a snack and sit tight. Not a very big build, not a lot of time lapse, but still I love this build. So let's just have a little look. So first of all, I did do this type of thing over here. It's at the moment it's just a thing. I was thinking we can maybe do some branding on the front side, do like a name of some sort, but now it blocks off this little passageway, and if you head on down here, we go down here, and then we have this little open space, and I want it to feel rough and lived in and everything. So we have a lot of dirt and everything. We've got a lava source that's slowly filling up again, and I was thinking we could do some crushing wheels in this area, we can do some other bits in this area, and we can even do some things in this container as well. So we still have the containers. We've got one over here, we've got one over there. We just open them up. I might actually add some metal girders just over here, just to make it look a bit more like support. I'm running quite low on metal girders. Okay, let's quickly craft some. If we do this, that should be fine. Let's just do it does close it up quite a lot. Unless we just do one like this, and then we grab two of these, and we just do this. No, not that, but this. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but I do think it works. We can even take it one step further and just do something like this as well. Yeah, that could work. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna rip that out. But apart from that, I actually do think this is ready. This is ready for us to add a few little contraptions to automate a few things. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna grab a few signs and we'll just label them and plan them out, and then I'll bring you guys back. We'll walk through them and we'll see if we can build a few of those little contraptions. Oh wait, before we do that, maybe let's jump into a free cam. So this is what it looks like from afar. You'll notice there are pumpkins on the roof, and I'm not really sure a lot of people will get it, but Sandy, you might get the pumpkin on the roof thing. It's very South African. So there's pumpkins on the roof, and this kind of looks really nice. It's not too much that it draws attention away from the city, but it's just enough to bring balance to that little corner. So I do like it. I do like it a lot. I think it looks really neat, and I can't wait to clutter it up with some contraptions. Okay, so for now I marked out only 3 areas and I changed it up a bit. So this area over here we will be using for cooking, washing, smelting and haunting of items, because we can push it into this corner, make it nice and snug. And in this area I was thinking, because it's close to the lava, we can maybe do lava mixing and lava pressing. So any items that require lava in the mixing and pressing process, that can go into this general area. And then I thought, well, crushing wheels aren't going to work in that area, so maybe we should do crushing wheels over here, so we can have a little input or chutes that go down and a little output at the bottom. And once that's done, we can see what space we have left and what else we can bring into this area. So I think I need to just get everything in place and we can see what it looks like and we can turn it all on together. But before we do that, we need to go to the little workshop up here, and it's looking very sad. It's looking very sad as I ripped out a lot of things in here, and we will fix it up. We will come in here, add the little gears and stuff back in, because I'm thinking we might still use this for different contraptions, like maybe a track builder and even like the mechanical, not a mechanical, what do you call that thing that makes the rotational speed controller mechanism thing, machine contraption? What is that called? Rotational precision mechanism, that's what I want to say. So maybe we can do precision mechanisms in this area, but before we do that, let's quickly get the basics in down here and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so I went ahead, I placed a few of the contraptions, and I might have gotten a little bit carried away, so brace yourself, I guess. So if we head on down here, we've got contraptions galore. So the first thing we have is our cooker, smelter, washer, whatever, haunter. So if we place all those items in their respective little drawers, you will notice they fall down. They'll slowly make their way over and they get washed. So there we automatically have all of these working. The only thing I might do is I might change these out to drawers, because it's just a lot quicker to right click with an item on it and it just goes into the system. But now if we check over here, we've got all our items in this area. Then this little area, we've got our mixer and our burner, which is the one in front. Then we have a lava press and a lava mixer. I'm not really sure if you need both of these. I know this one's for diamonds and this one I'm not sure entirely. Might not even need it, but this one I do know we do need, so we can do that, and we can just do that. And this will automatically make brass for us. Then if we go around this way, we've got our crusher, which again we can chuck in our items. 16 of them fall through and they'll slowly go into this chest where they get processed into whatever we crush down. So for example, now we're crushing down obsidian, so we get a powdered obsidian, and even sometimes the odd occasional obsidian block back. So that's our crushing wheel system. And then over here we've got our copper and over here we've got our copper oxidizer and waxer. So if we chuck in our copper in here, it will go. Why did that not work? Is it too fast? Is the mod outdated? Okay, well, that one's not working, so I'll have to look into that. But then on this side, we do have a waxer, so we can always just chuck our blocks in there. It'll get waxed, and then we can collect it over here. And I do like how I hit this little drawer away, so it looks like it's part of the container, but it's right there. Then if we run up here, we've got ourselves a little press machine, so we can chuck all of those in there. And this will create all the plates we need. So if we know we need a bunch, we can just come and chuck a bunch in here, and it should put everything in there. And if we take the copper out first, you'll notice it will fill up. So we can do 4 different ones at a stage, and it will not clog the system, which I'm really happy about. So, oh no, we don't need to, we shouldn't press those. But anyway, so apart from that, we've got quite a lot working in this area already. I do need to sort this out because I do know it does work. Why it doesn't work at the moment, I'm not entirely sure. But apart from that, I do think it's filling up quite nicely. I will add maybe 1 or 2 more contraptions in this area. Maybe one that will do like a deployer that makes us some brass casing, because currently we only make normal casing and we're going to need brass casing pretty soon. And then we might as well add something in the center here. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. I kind of like it. What do you guys think of this little workshop area that we can still expand on? And I do promise this workshop will not stay barren and ugly. We will fill it up between episodes with stuff like rotational speed control. Oh, I forgot the name again. Precision Mechanism Contraption Machinificator 2000, that thing. But also some other more advanced workshop items that we don't use that much, even like a track maker we can put in here and those type of things. So we will use this little workshop in the end as well, and we'll just tidy it up and maybe use it for some crafting in regards to all the different chip things. We can have them all neatly packed on one side. So I think it's looking quite good. We've got some functioning workshops, and with that said, I think we should head on up to the population counter and see if we got some new citizens for the city. So we currently have 10,287 citizens in the city. That means we went up with a total of 20 subscribers in the last week. If you want to become a citizen, then do smash that subscribe button and remember to like the video, and then we'll add you to the counter in the next episode. Well, I know it's still not 100% automatic, but at least we have some of these contraptions that'll do the work while we spend our time in the world planning, building, and getting things sorted out. And we will get those sorted out. I'm not really sure if I did something wrong, so bear with me. I will sort that out. But I do appreciate you guys for being around and staying around till the end and watching this video. It really means a lot to me, and let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this new little workshop area? I know it's crammed, it's cluttered, and I love it, but I want to know, do you guys like it as well? So let me know down in the comments, and then till next time, take care, bye for now.